Good morning, everybody. Trevor back with another Fitness Friday. Those of you who don't know me, I am Trevor Brown with Life-Based Solutions. We are a nutrition software company, but on Fridays, I'm here as Trevor Brown, the gym owner. I've been a CrossFit gym owner for over 12 years and been doing personal training in the fitness world for the better part of my adult life, and I'm almost 40 years old now. So we kind of combine the fitness with the nutrition on these Fridays for a wide variety of things. But if you guys have questions or would like to get a hold of me, you can simply comment on this post or even shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, just at Trevor Brown. You can even email me at trevor@lifebasedsolutions.com. And if all else fails, just go to lifebasedsolutions.com, check out our website, and contact us there. You'll be able to get a hold of me. So today, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it fun. I think we'll actually focus on a workout and a few variations of it. And hopefully this will apply to everybody, regardless of age or ability level. So let me preface this by saying that in our gym, we have people that are 7 and 8-year-old kiddos, all the way up to people in their 70s and 80s. Some that have had hip replacements, some that have had shoulder surgeries, knee replacements, and then we even have college athletes, of course. And the cool part about that is everybody can work out together, right? Just finding a version of whatever we're doing to give everybody the same feel or stimulus for a workout, if you will. So let me give you some examples. We talked about this in weeks past, but let's say that I have a college athlete that I'm training in class, and I'm going to put on that person's back a barbell, and that person is going to do barbell squats, right? Okay, I would not do that for a beginner. I would not do that for the average person. So we might do body weight squats, focusing on a full range of motion, right? And when I say a full range of motion, I mean the hip crease getting below the knees, and we're squatting all the way down. Sorry for the camera view there. But what if I can't squat below parallel, Trev? What if my range of motion is really limited? Well, I'm in a chair, right? And so I can even in this chair, touch my butt to the chair, stand back up. So I always tell people this: if you can sit on the couch, sit on the toilet, you can sit in a chair, we can find a variation of a squat that you can do, right? You can even use it where we've hooked up bands on our pull-up rig or some sort of assistance where you can be hanging on to something and have that help you up and out of the chair. So keep that in mind as we go through this, right? We want to help you burn as many calories, build as much muscle as possible in the smallest time window, right? So constantly varied exercises that are compound in nature, meaning that they involve as much of the body as possible, will do the very most for you. So let me give you an example this morning. I've got a set of dumbbells behind me here. And like I said, you have to bear with me for the camera here. We'll do our very best. But with this set of dumbbells, right, I can start with what I would consider our most full range of motion workout for this, right? So from the side, we always talk a neutral spine, which means I don't lean back, I don't round my back. Just like I'm standing up, I'm going to do a deadlift with the dumbbells. So keeping my back nice and flat, the dumbbells are just below my knees. I'm going to stand up, then I'm going to squat with the dumbbells. Then I'm going to press them overhead. So if I wanted to do this at full speed, right, keeping a good range of motion, it is deadlift, squat, press, return, deadlift, squat, press. Okay. So now keep in mind, I'm talking, this would be our elite level or top level of fitness, right? From a programming or a coach standpoint, it's always easier for us to start at the top and then work our way back rather than starting with the most simplified version and working our way up. So let's keep in mind what we're working for, right? So one more time, this is the full range of motion at that elite level that we're working for, right? So it's a deadlift, a squat, and a press. Okay, now I've got 5-pound dumbbells here. If we were to program this in classes for our top level athletes, we'd probably program 50 pounds in each hand for the guys, 35 for ladies. Scale back from there. We did do these the other day, and we did have multiple people use 5 or 10 pounds. Okay, what do we do if we want to scale that back? So take note of this, and I want everybody to find a version of this that they could do. We're going to start by eliminating the squat. So we're simply going to do the deadlift portion, right? Just bending over a little bit, coming to here, pressing overhead, returning here, pressing overhead, right? So those of you might have some knee issues or things along those lines, we can start by taking the squat out of it, right? Now what I could do, I want to come as close to the right feel for this as possible for everybody. I could do what I just did 10 times. Then I could do 10 of those squats where I sit in the chair and stand back up. That is an option, right? And you can always increase the dumbbell weight as much as you want. But let's say that I want to make this even just a little bit easier. I've got my chair behind me, right? I'm going to stay seated in my chair, have the dumbbells down to my side, and notice that I'm not using a weight that's so heavy that I have to rock back and forth. Something I can bring to here, press overhead, right? Bring to here, press overhead. Some of you might notice that my one arm isn't quite straight. So even I've had a couple elbow surgeries in my life, bad genetics, arthritis. I go through as much range of motion as I can, right? So now I'm seated in my chair doing the exact same thing that the elite version was, standing up, going through that range of motion. So it doesn't matter whether you're using 5-pound dumbbells, 2-pound dumbbells, whether you are holding onto bottles of water at your house to do this, whether you're squatting, whether you're taking the squat out of it, whether you're seated in a chair. I think there's a version of this that everybody could do. So let me go through these movements one more time, and then we'll talk about how to structure your workout, because I'd love everybody to try this. So if we're going to be at that top level, I'm going to start with that deadlift, front squat, press overhead. Okay, that is the full range of motion. Now, if I want to scale it back a little bit, I'm going to take the squat out. I'm going to bring to my shoulders, press. Start that deadlift, shoulders, press. I want to scale it back even further. I'm going to get a chair, dumbbells down to my sides, shoulders, press, overhead, right? You can use as much or as little as weight as possible. Okay, so Trev, how do we structure this workout? How do we organize it? How many repetitions do we do? How long do we work? So let me give you just some very basic options here. You could put 10 minutes on the clock and just go for 10 minutes, do as many repetitions as you can, taking breaks whenever you feel like either form breaks down a little bit or you get out of breath and you need to rest, right? So really no target number of repetitions to do, more like a time domain in which we're working for. Or you could say, hey, I'm going to do 50 repetitions or 75 or 100. I like it, but keep in mind that I might have two people side by side, different fitness levels. And if I give them the same number of repetitions, it could take one person 10 minutes, could take another 20 minutes. So I really like the time thing where we just go for 10 minutes at a time. You could set 1-minute intervals where we work for 1 minute, then we take a minute rest. Work for 1 minute, take a minute rest. You could do it where we do an ascending rep scheme where you do 1 repetition, take a break. 2 repetitions, take a break. 3 repetitions, take a break. So I think it's really cool. You guys can structure workouts however you want. Generally speaking, for me, if I'm going to organize people with different abilities and different fitness levels, use whatever weight, find whichever version of the movement or the workout that we're going to do, and then we're going to set a clock and we're going to work for the same amount of time. That way somebody in 10 minutes at an elite level of fitness might get in 100 repetitions, holding 50 pounds in each hand. That'd be very challenging, by the way. Somebody at an intermediate level of fitness might do 50 repetitions using the same weight, or maybe 50 repetitions using a lighter weight. Somebody that's brand new to this, we might just try to do 2 or 3 good quality repetitions every minute at a 10 or 15 pound weight. And everybody's going to work for the same amount of time, get the same feel for the workout based on their own fitness level. So I hope that helps, guys. Just a fun little workout for you to try. The big full range of motion. Remember, you don't have to have access to a gym. You can pick up whatever you've got at home, from water bottles to a shaker bottle filled with water. You guys can do a lot of things at home, I think. So have a great weekend, gang. We'll see you back here next Friday.